few years ago, I took a class taught by celebrated French chef Eric Fraudeau at a cooking school in France. I'd like to believe that they regard me as Eric's star protege. Well, Eric has issued a challenge menu to me. I haven't yet seen the menu, but here's the video introduction that Yetunde and Eric sent.
For those of you who don't know us, I'm Yetunde Oshode, wife of Chef Eric Fraudeau. We are owners of two French cooking schools, Cooking with Class Paris and Cooking with Class Uzès. Now I got this email from Tim Stutler, who was a former student in our Week in Uzès program. Tim has this YouTube channel and he does these shows called Bourbon Dinners, and he asked us to send him a recipe challenge.
Really? Bourbon's dinner? What a Bordeaux dinner? I don't remember the guy. I don't know if he's even good.
Eric, the camera's on.
Oh, sorry. Bonjour, Tim.
This could be good for us.
Yeah, I don't know if I have time for that kind of thing, to be honest with you. Tim, I will do it. But if you screw up, believe me, you will remember us.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, Tim. Thank you.
Eric has chosen steak tartare for the first course. The raw top round steak we'll be serving won't look quite like this, but will be molded into a cylinder and stacked atop a sabli parmesan, which is a cross between a savory cookie and a cracker. For our appetizer, we'll be serving up sole stuffed with leeks and creamy mushrooms with lettuce. This firm, mild fish will be wrapped around the mushroom leek mixture and baked with a lush cream sauce. For our main course, the chef has selected coq au vin, or chicken with wine, a hearty and traditional French dish. We'll serve the chicken with potatoes that have been oven baked in a bath of chicken broth. I baked my share of tarts, but this week's dinner will finish with the most elegant tart I've ever attempted, called Bouquet de Roses. Fancy stuff, that. I sure hope I don't disappoint the chef. It's Friday, the day before the dinner party, and we're about to start the advanced preparations. And I'm going to be starting today with the compote for the apple tart. We're going to squeeze the juice of half a lemon. And we're going to add that to a pot. Next, we're going to dice and chop up 2 apples after we peel them. We're going to add the apples to the lemon juice. I'm going to add to the apple mixture sugar, 3 ounces, and 2 ounces of water. Mix that up a little bit. I'm going to bring this to a simmer and let it simmer for 30 minutes. While the compote is simmering, I'm going to start with the sabli parmesan, which is a kind of a hybrid cookie savory cracker, and we're going to be putting the steak tartare on top of it. I've got the oven preheating at 360, and I'm going to grate down about 4 ounces of Parmesan cheese. Next, I'm going to grind down 4 ounces of almonds. Now we're going to lightly brown these almonds over medium heat. Just want to lightly toast the almonds. In addition to the Parmesan and the almonds, I have 4 ounces of flour, 4 ounces of butter, and an egg yolk. And we're going to mix this all together. We're going to mix this into a dough. And you want to be careful not to overwork this. The butter has been warming for a little over an hour at room temperature, so it's nice and pliable. If you need the exact measurements for any of these recipes, check out the blog on bourbondinners.com. Alright, you can see we've got a ball that barely holds together, but that'll do the trick. Next, what we're going to do is put the dough between 2 pieces of parchment paper and roll it down to about 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch thick. We're going to cut 3-inch circles in this. I'm going to bake these now for 15 to 18 minutes until they're lightly browned on the bottom. And the oven is at 360. I'm going to let the compote cool a little more, then I'm going to refrigerate it until tomorrow. And let's take a look at the Sabli Parmesan. It looks like it's just about done. Those are done. We're going to let these cool for about 5 minutes on the tray, and then I'm going to transfer it over to a wire rack. And you want to make sure you let them cool on the tray for at least 5 minutes, or they'll fall apart as you transfer them to the wire rack. There's relatively little advanced preparation I can do for this meal. The last task of today is to prepare the tart shell, and I have taken 4 ounces of butter and I've softened it at room temperature. We're going to mix that in with 8.5 ounces of flour. I've also added a pinch of salt to the flour, an egg, and a couple tablespoons of cold water. We'll mix that by hand. We don't want to overwork this. I'm going to flatten the ball into a disc on a piece of plastic and stick it in the refrigerator overnight until the day of the dinner. And that ends the advanced preparation. I'll be starting on the day of the dinner tomorrow at 7:40 in the morning, and it should be a really good meal.